Hello everyone. The old, dusty book whispered something to Ella as she opened it. It was so faint, she almost missed it. She leaned closer and heard it again. Beware, the last book. The book then closed itself, and Ella could have sworn she saw a single page turn. But how could that be? She looked around the silent library, her heart pounding like a drum solo. Suddenly, she wasn't so sure she wanted to hear the secrets the books were sharing. Ella loved reading, but this was the first time she'd ever experienced anything like this. She took a deep breath and tried to calm down. She'd always been curious about this place, the restricted section of the town library where no one was allowed after 5 p.m. When the librarian had finally agreed to let her come in, she'd insisted on bringing a flashlight. Now, with the late afternoon sun sinking below the horizon, Ella found herself in near darkness, surrounded by hundreds of old books that seemed to be watching her with their faded, leather-bound eyes. She started to explore, running her fingers over titles from the 1800s. As she passed each book, snippets of stories floated into her mind. She heard of daring heists and forbidden romances, of ancient curses and secret societies. Each book had a secret to tell, and Ella was eager to hear more. But as the minutes ticked by, she realized she couldn't remember the stories. All she could recall were the titles. Confused, she stopped to examine an old, worn volume. It was then she heard the voice, barely a whisper, yet somehow echoing in her mind. Beware, the last book. Startled, she jumped back. What was this place? Why were the books whispering secrets, and why should she beware the last book? Suddenly, a new determination filled her. She would find out what was happening here, even if it meant staying past closing time. She pulled out a chair and started to read, hoping to find some answers. But the deeper into the stories she read, the more confused she became. Each book seemed normal, yet she couldn't help but feel they were hiding something. Then she noticed something strange. Every book had a lock on it, and not just any lock, but ones she hadn't seen before. Intrigued, she continued searching until she found a book without a lock. It was the last book on the shelf, and as she reached for it, the title caught her eye. The Book of Whispers. Could this be the answer she was looking for? As soon as her fingers brushed against the cover, whispers flooded her mind. Not just any whispers, but memories. She saw a young girl with pigtails reading the same book. She watched as the girl grew older, her face etched with worry as she read more and more. Finally, the whispers coalesced into a single sentence. Don't trust the last book. Startled, Ella pulled her hand away. Was this the secret of this place? Had the girl in the whispers discovered something she wasn't supposed to? And what was the last book hiding? Determined to find out, Ella opened the book. It was filled with stories, each more fantastical than the last. But as she read, she realized something was wrong. Every story had been ripped from the pages of the other books in the library. She looked up, realizing what had happened. The stories weren't whispering to her. They'd been taken from her. Someone had read them and recorded them in this book, stealing them from their rightful places. But who would do such a thing, and why? Suddenly, she heard a voice behind her, looking for these. A tall man stood there, a knowing smile on his face. He held out a small, leather-bound notebook. Ella recognized it instantly. It was the book she'd brought with her to take notes. How had he known? How did you get here? She asked, her voice trembling. You shouldn't be here, he replied, stepping closer. This place is dangerous. But before she could respond, he pressed a finger to his lips and leaned in close. Don't trust the last book. With that, he vanished. Confused and frightened, Ella closed the book. Was the man a figment of her imagination, or was he real? And what was he talking about? Then she remembered the last story she'd read. The main character had the ability to travel between stories, taking memories with him. Could that be possible? And if so, why would someone steal all those stories? Ella knew she wouldn't find the answers in this world, at least not yet. But when the time was right, she would return to uncover the truth behind the whispering books and the secrets they held.